That shooting investigation. He thought it was a disabled car, and when New York State Trooper Thomas Massia got out of his patrol vehicle on the side of the Southern State Parkway to help, someone in that car suddenly opened fire.
Tonight, that trooper's recovering in the hospital, and the person who shot him, well, he's still on the run. Long Island reporter Shantae Lands live outside the hospital in Nassau County hamlet of East Meadow with the very latest. Shantae.
Well, Bill and Sade, that officer underwent surgery here earlier today. Luckily, he's expected to be okay, but state police telling us that this could have been much, much worse. It's every officer's worst nightmare.
Shot fired, I'm hit.
New York State Trooper 27-year-old Thomas Massia was struck in his right leg above his knee around 11:45 last night on the Southern State Parkway near exit 17 in West Hempstead while trying to help a seemingly distressed driver parked partially on the middle median and left lane.
Unfortunately, Trooper Massia's good intentions were met with unexpected gunshots directed at him from a coward who, without any provocation or good cause, began to shoot at him.
State police say several rounds were fired from a window rolled down by the driver of a late model black Dodge Charger with a temporary New Jersey tag 997-636T. Police say Trooper Massia, a 5-year veteran of the force, never returned fire. He instead retreated for cover behind his patrol car as the Charger sped away west towards New York City. Investigators say the West Hempstead native was able to retrieve his own first aid bag to tend to his own wounds until troopers arrived and rushed him to Nassau University Medical Center.
He was alert, he was conscious, and I think that he was very happy to be able to share some moments with us after this very frightful experience for him.
The second time being injured.
Yeah.
You know, he was hurt before. He was hit by a car while he was also working.
Trooper Massia's next-door neighbor, Diane Sharon, says he was stationed in upstate New York at the time of the crash.
He's a great kid, a great guy. He's always been so kind. He helps us shovel the snow.
State investigators continued to comb the scene during the day on the Southern State Parkway.
We're all praying for him, and we hope that he comes back to recover with us again.
Rest assured, we will not stop until the person is in custody.
The state police say Trooper Massia's body camera was not activated at the time. By the way, there is a reward through Crime Stoppers, $5,000 to anyone who could help give information leading to that suspect.
Yeah, he lied about all of that. A New York State police trooper who claimed he was shot on the job last year on Long Island is now facing charges in the case. Trooper Thomas Massia was charged on Monday with tampering with physical evidence, falsely reporting a crime, and official misconduct. His parents, Thomas and Dorothy, by the way, all of these are terrible names, were also charged with criminal possession of a firearm. They turned themselves in to the New York State Police on Monday. Massia, once hailed as a police hero, appeared in handcuffs, accused of leading police on a wild goose chase in a story prosecutors call a figment of his imagination. The shooter we were all looking for only existed in Massia's head and in his imagination. Massia was suspended without pay, should have just been outright fired, and his ID, shield, and guns were removed. As far as why he concocted this story, court documents say he was looking for attention and sympathy. Because yes, my dear children, as you get older, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, people tend to not care about you anymore. They tend to feel like you can manage on your own in this adult world, and they barely check on you, they barely hear from you, and sometimes it gets very lonely. And there are a few ways you could deal with it. Clearly, only two for this guy. You could seek help by just talking to your friends and family and say, you know, I think we don't spend enough time, talking to one another. I understand we're both busy in our adult lives, but you and I, we could hang out once on the occasion. Hopefully you agree to it, and we just hang out and mingle as friends and family. Or I could get your attention by claiming someone shot me. And the funny thing about all these people who come up with these elaborate ruses about why these things happen to them is that none of these people seem to ever factor in that if you're giving out specific details, specific enough to send people on a manhunt, eventually they're going to find something to tie to someone, which leads to that someone maybe potentially getting falsely arrested if they have enough to go on someone matching a description. Keep that in mind. This case is a tragedy that was caused by unseen and untreated mental health issues, and now an entire family is suffering for it, as they usually do in such situations. Well, I don't know about that one, buddy, because let's think about this. on this hand, you have someone who has dire mental health issues and they decide to shoot up a school where, whether we like it or not, unfortunately, there are dead bodies at that person's feet, which disastrously ruin families forever. And then you have this hand, which is this guy who just wanted a little attention to send the cops on a wild goose chase. And now, because he's a moron, he's in jail. And because his parents don't know gun laws in their area, they're in jail. These are two drastically different things where one is significantly more important in terms of saying, oh, well, families are ruined because of this. This one is just a bunch of stupid motherfuckers clearly not understanding that they live in the real world and not a fantasy. In late October, Massey told police he saw a car stopped on the Southern State Parkway in West Hempstead. According to his account, when he approached the vehicle, the driver shot him and then sped off. Massey was hospitalized with a gunshot wound to his leg. Prosecutors now say he staged the whole thing, dropping shell casings on the parkway, then driving to Hempstead Lake Park, where they say he shot himself in the leg and then returned to the parkway to report he was shot and described the person who pulled the trigger as a dark-skinned man. Because of course, in a time where we shouldn't really be dealing with too much, everything gets pinned on the black man. The Oppression Olympics will always have us at gold forever and always. Don't matter about anyone else who tries to qualify for the gold medal in the Oppression Olympics. It don't matter. You know why? Because we, the black man, will always walk away with the gold medal. But prosecutors say his story fell apart with inconsistencies and no body camera footage. 9 shell casings, but no projectiles found at the scene, no tire marks, not a single video that showed the Dodge Charger he had claimed belonged to his shooter ever driving on any road that we had video for. Days later, investigators searched the house Massey shares with his parents, where the prosecutors say they found an illegal assault-style gun and $800,000 in cash. Thomas Massey Sr. is a convicted felon, a disgraced NYPD cop convicted in the 1990s as a part of a cocaine ring. This entire family is insane. State police said that they saw no red flags in the son's police work, but have theories. Whether he sought to get disability, retirement, attention, or unrequited love, those are issues that have come to our attention. And you know, in my head, I'm just sitting here thinking, earlier, you had the guy say, well, this is a bunch of mental health issues that went unchecked and now an entire family has shaken apart. No! Motherfuckers are criminals. You got one who's a former cocaine ring operator, and you got the son who's just like, I ain't got nothing going on in my life. Bow. Let me just pin this on the dark-skinned man who drives a Dodge Charger, because, you know, right now, all the black people are celebrating Black History Month by going to Popeyes and getting a chicken sandwich and Don Julio. So, you know, it could fit the overall description of what's going on here. No, you're just a psychopath who wanted attention the dumbest way possible. And you got it. You got exactly what you wanted. You got all eyes on you. You are now known as the dumbass cop in New York. Congratulations. And your father's known as the former, maybe not former, because considering you got $800,000 in cash, you are now the dumbass who had a son because you wanted to do the bump and the grind. You wanted to make sure that your lineage of stupid carries on. And now it ends with you all because your son too slow to actually get some pussy. Now he's going to be giving up his tail in jail because Big Tyrone loves dealing with corrupt cops. And if I can end this on any note, I'm going to say it like this on a personal level. If you feel as though no one cares about you, if you feel as though you don't matter to anybody, I'm being genuine right now. If you feel like that, I'm gonna give you some genuine advice. Actually take the time to worry about yourself. You can't factor in the rest of the world. All it's gonna do is make you even more miserable. Yes, you want attention. Yes, you want love. Yes, you want people to care about you. But if you don't care about yourself, you are never going to get people to give a fuck about you. You need to find ways to make sure that you're happy before you start considering everyone else being happy for you, because you are what matters. When you wake up and you go scratch your chest and your elbows and all that shit, and you go look in the mirror, you see you. You don't see anybody else. You see you. So I hope you are happy. And the second piece of advice I got for you, don't fake getting shot. Don't fake being kidnapped. Don't fake being on the run from white people who burned your face, because yes, that is another thing that happened. And actually, just go fucking live your life so that you don't give up your tail in jail. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Mwah! Goodbye.